Welcome to Popcorn Planet. We are live. I'm here with Steph, the alternate. We are talking about this week in Megzy, and my goodness, the Globes were embarrassing, but it sparked a lot of other stuff this week as well, including this Candace Owens clip that went viral. It had a lot of people talking about it. As we were covering the Globes, we missed it, but Steph ran it and had a lot of success with it, and she wanted me to watch with you guys because we may have a difference of opinion, it looks like. So, Steph, are you ready for this? Anything you want to say before we cue this clip from Candace that we'll start and stop and talk about?
Yeah, so just to give a little bit of context with this clip, this was originally aired back in 2022, just after the Harry and Meghan mockumentary was released on Netflix. So it's Candace Owens' reaction to all of that. It's had a second resurgence of virality this past week. And so, yeah, this is why we're talking about it now. And I'm getting Andy to watch it and see what his reaction to it all is, because she goes pretty strong on this, I think. So
I know the gist of it, and I started it, and yes, she goes in. All right, let's do this, shall we? I'll have to start and stop. We'll offer our comment or our reaction here, but again, Candace Owens, I know some love her, some hate her. I'm indifferent. I'm like, sometimes she really annoys me. I do think she's a grifter herself, absolutely, but I can't deny that she's also had some really good takes from time to time. As everybody does. Everybody sometimes has a good opinion, sometimes they don't, including myself. But here's Candace Owens' take on Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle is just the most predictable person in the entire world. She's very predictable.
Yeah, so far I agree.
I knew throughout their entire relationship, because I do believe that she is an emotionally abusive person, that she is embarking on Freudian transfer. She is using a real childhood trauma that Prince Harry suffered from, losing his mother, and she has used it to further harness him to her and their relationship. She has convinced him. He actually believes that Meghan Markle is Princess Diana, okay? So in case you missed it, the documentary, it turns out Meghan Markle is Princess Diana. That's what she wants you guys to know. She is Princess Diana, and fortunately for Prince Harry, this time, he got to save his mom.
All right, let's pause for a second. Interesting theory that's come out, and I would agree with the fact that in the documentary, they are absolutely painting her as if she's Princess Diana, and Harry says those things as well. Do we agree so far on that? Yes?
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Do you also agree that it's on the part of Megzy that she's manipulating Hazard into thinking that she is Princess Diana incarnate?
Well, I mean, didn't she wear her perfume like when they met?
Yeah. And has copied a lot of Princess Diana's outfits even before she met Hazard.
I do think some of what she's saying has. I was that her intent going in? I mean, that's serious brains to think that far ahead, and I don't know if I give her that much credit. But did she realize it as it was going and as they met? And was she exploiting that? Yes, I absolutely believe that. How intentional was it from the get-go? I just can't give her that much credit, Steph. But possible. You disagree? Or should we keep playing?
I think it's intentional. Keep playing.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. So you agree with her so far. All right, we'll see here. I don't disagree. Let's keep playing.
I mean, how sick is that? Me even saying that, it sounds so sick, but this is actually what is taking place. So here are some quotes of what he said. And the reason why he responds to Meghan Markle's compassion and, quote, warmth is because it's just like his late mother. This is from Prince Harry. Quote, so much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mom. She has the same compassion. She has the same empathy. She has the same confidence. She has this warmth about her. That is disturbing on so many levels. It's disturbing because this is something that I didn't want to be right about, but it was so obvious. And it was one quotation that she had given a while ago where she said that I think she was about 7 months pregnant, and this is when they were still within the royal family. And she said that she told him that she was going to kill herself, but she wasn't going to do it. But she knew, like, while he was gone, he was at some event and he got home, and she said, I was going to kill myself, but I didn't do it because I didn't want you to suffer the same thing that you suffered with your mom.
Yeah, pause. Yes. Look, let me be clear, because all I'm arguing is, did she do that intent from the beginning? That's what I'm debating. But as it's progressed and as she continued to do that, absolutely. Absolutely is she leaning into the fact that there's so many parallels and she thinks she is Diana, all this stuff. 100%. 100%. Candace is spot on the money. My only thing, and someone's argue, I I don't like to give Meghan that much credit, and that is pretty diabolical stuff to go in with that intent to know and have those plans. And it's like, I just don't give her that much credit. I don't. But could she have? Yes. In which case, diabolical, sick, disgusting. So you think day one when she heard she could date a prince, she's like, I'm gonna exploit that mother connection. You think that was always the intent?
Absolutely, because again, there's evidence out there whereby she was dressing like Princess Diana and going in similar poses when she was being photographed before she even met Prince Harry. So yeah, as soon as she met Prince Harry, that whole Princess Diana game, yeah.
Do you think it was even before she met him?
Yes. So there was, just for example, she went to Africa on a World Vision tour, and you can see her. There's one photograph in particular. She's wearing a white shirt that's like buttoned halfway up the top, with Ray-Bans or sunglasses, the kind of like in the middle, lodged in between, and she's like this with her hands like on her hips. Very, 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 very similar to a photograph of Princess Diana doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that channels because I know exactly what photo you're talking about. It was like a photo shoot she was doing, right?
It wasn't a photo shoot as such, but there was a photographer there that was taking pictures as she was doing that whole thing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to. I can't find it quick enough. We'll keep going, but I'll try and.
I'll find it for you.
She'll find it for you so we can come back. Let's keep watching Candace, who so far, yeah, I think we're all in agreement on what Candace is saying here.
She actually came out and said that she said this to him. So I'm picturing a woman that is 7 months pregnant with somebody's child and saying, I was just about to kill myself, but I know what you went through with your mom and I didn't want you to suffer again. And that obviously triggered, because it's so emotionally abusive, it triggered Prince Harry, and that became the reason that they left the royal family. And
it's 100%. That's she's bringing up a point that we don't talk about enough, and it's so sickening because exactly, she's pregnant, she's threatening to unalive herself, and then she mentions his mom. I was gonna do it, but then I realized your mom, and I couldn't. It's so manipulative, like so manipulative. Like if you were really gonna do that, why would you even be thinking about her mom, his mom? Like you would be in such a suicidal, depressed state. Nothing would have rationalized with her. It's just a cry for help and like, I need attention. She wasn't going to kill herself. No, I don't believe that for a second she was going to do that. But for her to then tell him and then mimic and trigger his mom in that thought and, oh, they're doing to me what they did to your mom. Oh, the drama. I can't stand it either. She had him by the balls. She knew exactly how to twist it and use it. It's scary. It's ultimate manipulation, no?
Yeah, it is. And I've just sent you the link. It's a Google search. It should be the first result that comes up in the images.
Yep, there it is. Oh, it's a small one. Hold on, let me big one. But yes, insanely, I don't know why my thing's so slow. Hold on, it's loading. Insanely similar. Here you can see it in the Google images. Insanely similar. It's freaky.
Yeah. This was before she met Hazza. No, from day one, before day one, that's the thing. So what I'm really arguing here, way before day one of meeting Hazza. And she turns around and she says that she didn't research the royal family, didn't really know much about them, this, that, and the other. BS. It's all part of her manipulation.
Yeah. 100%. And wearing her perfume, which he admitted that in the book, right? That's not even like some hearsay. Mm. But I knew nothing about the royal family, guys. Yeah, right.
Nothing at all, guys, apparently.
And any person, as somebody tweeted, or actually earlier today, they said, I don't see how any person can watch this documentary and not feel extreme compassion for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And I don't understand if you don't feel compassion, you have a heart of stone. I'm paraphrasing, but that was essentially the tweet.
No, you're just no offense, I'm going to say it. You're a dumb, easily manipulated viewer who buys what you watch, because movies, documentaries, music, even art can be very manipulative, can totally manipulate, pull at your heartstrings and make you feel emotions that would not otherwise be there. And the move, I will give the documentary credit, Steph. It's really well done. And it tells its narrative, just like a lot of bad documentaries do, in tricking people. And if you tune in, most people in this world just believe what they're told. I watched it. It looked fancy. They're telling me things. It must be true. You know what I mean? And that's how that documentary plays off. And it's really well cut, produced, shows sinister music, and brings in experts to verify it, even though they're not. And yeah, it's very easy to fall for it. So it's sad how many people sit there and watch it. It's the same thing with Leaving Neverland, the Michael Jackson thing that went in, and so people just bought it because, yeah, Michael had a complicated history, did some things I wouldn't have done, but I don't ever believe he did anything criminal. But that documentary exploited all of those myths about him, and everyone just bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Like, I knew something was off, right? And that's what a lot of these documentaries do, is find some way to exploit something. Evan Rachel Wood with Marilyn Manson. It happens all the friggin' time. A lot of these documentaries, especially on HBO and now Netflix, will just screw and manipulate the viewer. So it's frustrating. Are you surprised so many people bought it, Steph?
I'm surprised so many people didn't buy it. The Harry and Meghan mockumentary. It was the beginning of their downfall, because prior to the mockumentary coming out, Newsweek did a poll, and they were okay in terms of the polls in America, right? For Newsweek. Fast forward after the mockumentary and after Spare, that's when their popularity really started to take a tumble, and has done ever since. So actually, it's the reverse. I'm surprised at actually how many people didn't buy.
Well, I think that's immediately following. It was pretty much Oprah. I think a lot of people bought the Oprah one. I think a lot of people bought the Oprah one. And then when the documentary followed up, that you're right. That's when people started looking and going, wait a second, huh? And then there were people like us, you, Candace, and others who were calling it out as the documentary was coming out. And there were more, channels and places that were telling the truth that were like, don't just believe what you're being told, and using examples. And I think that's why Meghan and Harry want to control the media so much, because they want to share it the way they want to, right? And they want to silence people like us who are going to call their bullshit out. And we're not falling for that. Speaking of which, good opportunity to thank our subscribers and our supporters. Carbonized Stardust, appreciate you so much, who sent $2 saying support and smash that like button. She's right. Go hit the like button, guys, if you like what you're watching so far. And Kirsten Grove, so good to see you. Hey, Popcorn family. Hope you're having a wonderful day, everyone. I can't wait to relax and laugh with you all. Go Planet. Well, we're starting the day. Look forward to it. LAF. Thank you for the $10. Oh, my goodness. So generous of you. Appreciate you. Florida Mom, 64. Hello from Florida. Fellow Floridian. Was married to a diagnosed narc sociopath. Their intent goes beyond what we can believe possible. It's hard to comprehend what they can do. Sadly, that is true. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It sounds like you're out, I hope. And we wish you all the best. And thank you for that support. Melissa Maximo, you are amazing. Kiss from Amsterdam. Well, kiss back. Thank you so much. Always wanted to visit there. I passed through once, but lovely city, I hear. Thanks for your support, Melissa, coming from all over the globe. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and please support if you can. The Sugars and Meghan hate it when those super chats start coming in on a train. So keep it coming, guys. I'll stop in a minute to read the next batch. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's keep going.
And I have tremendous compassion. I have tremendous compassion for any person that is in an emotionally abusive relationship, so emotionally abusive that they have successfully isolated you from your entire family. It's not normal. There is no relationship that you should be in that should isolate you from your entire family.
I'm pausing for emphasis. She's 300% correct. If your partner is trying to remove you from your friends, your family, everybody in your life, that is a control tactic that they're trying to use to emotionally abuse you and control you. Don't let it happen. Now, there are certain family members or people that probably are toxic and should be out of your life. So it's not always the case. Don't just assume it always. But yes, in the case of Harry, we can see it, right, Steph? Everybody from his life has been pushed away, cut out, pushed. It's maddening to see. And it's the perfect example. You should not be pushed out of your entire family. And for what? This is such a complicated story. It's not even like they're hitting him or they're doing things. It's the royal family. It's a very complicated life that he's in. And I'm sure it's not easy. And I'm sure it's been tough. But he knows where it comes from. And he was born into it. If if you want those perks, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. The taxes of being a celebrity, Steph. And he wants the perks without all the cons that come with it. And it's entirely frustrating. But she's right. Just to emphasis, no one should control your family like that.
Okay. And the fact that he is in one and that she is convincing him that their extreme gaslighting of the world is not taking place. Remember, they left, they issued statements and they did interviews all about the pursuit of their own privacy. That's all they ever wanted. What extreme gaslighting that everything that they have done since they left has been public. You do not pursue your privacy with Oprah. It's just not how you do it. You just don't do it in a sit-down interview with Oprah. And I would believe that truly they just wanted to help people by sharing their story if they weren't being paid $100 million to do it.
Pause for another effect, Steph. I don't know why you thought we disagree on this. Pausing for effect because facts. And even Harry admitted this, Steph. Well, his real reason for doing it was so he could pay for his security. And in doing Oprah, he would need more security because he was exposing all this stuff. Why not just not do it and let people leave you alone? Why do these two keep instigating all this press when they want privacy?
We want privacy.
Explain it, Steph.
We want privacy. We want privacy. We want privacy. We want privacy. We want privacy.
Shut up! Shut up, Harry! Sorry, go on, Steph.
It makes sense, right? I mean, you know, the whole worldwide privacy tour continues with the update that Andy and I have been reporting on our respective channels today that has been awarded the Living Legend of Aviation Award. And it's like, why? He wasn't even flying. He was a second like co-pilot in the sense if he was a gunner, he didn't actually fly the things when he was in Afghanistan. But by, you know, getting this award, whether it's bought or not, rumors out there. If you want your privacy, you don't want to be at award ceremonies. You don't want to have the awards. You don't want to have the accolades. You don't want any of that. You don't want the adulation and the praise and all that lot. You just want to kind of go into your corner, stay in your house, go around your business without that spotlight on you.
Yep.
So what Candace is saying here is absolutely correct. The more that they want the spotlight on them, the more that people see them, the more attention they get, which means in some respects, the more security that they need.
Yeah.
They could save a heck of a lot of money if they just faded into obscurity.
Well, and they can't make
really
content
would.
they can't make content people are wanting that doesn't revolve them revealing secrets. You know what I mean? It's wild. Let's keep going. I got so much more to say, but I want to get through this clip and then we're going to talk more. But
right.
I see some of your comments. I'm going to get to them in a second. Keep the super chats coming.
They were just about wanting to share their story. They'd be going around and doing charity and speaking to people that are dealing with issues and forms of emotional abuse within their own families. They are doing this for money while gaslighting you and trying to convince you that they're doing it because they have a heart and they have compassion. The only person that you should feel bad for in this story, and allow me to remind you that he also lost his mother, is Prince William. Because what his brother is doing is so twisted. And again, I don't think he's doing it to be evil. I believe the person that is behind this, perpetuating this, is Meghan Markle. She is smarter than him. She is more conniving than him. And he just cannot see the writing that is on the wall. He cannot see that when you lose all of your friends and all of your family and you're ushered to America in Hollywood with a D-list actress, it is because you are under the spell of a witch. I do believe that she is a witch and she has cast a spell. And the person that is suffering is Prince William.
Again, give credit when it's due. I don't always love Candace. She's so on the money on this. And we lose track of the fact that William lost it. It's because he's the spare. Oh, he's not going to be king, yada, yada, yada. No, William still suffered too. They both did. And now he's lost his brother, his mother, and he's got to be the king. If Harry couldn't deal with it, imagine William having to try to keep all that pressure on of his family and keep the face on and do what he's got to do for the sake of the family. But Harry's going to go off and do whatever fuck he wants to do, like he's always done. And now he's going to throw the family under the bus as he does it. It's so disgraceful, distasteful, and selfish and disgusting. And she's right. She's right. I got to give it a call. Any quick addition before I keep going?
Do you think Megsy's a witch?
Do I think she's definitely, it's definitely a word that rhymes with witch.
Shall we say cow bag?
Yes.
YouTube
certainly.
human reviewer.
I don't know if I believe, well, no. Yeah. Well, men can do this too, but yes, love, sex, that can put people under a spell. It absolutely can.
Yeah.
You can definitely be whipped by both genders. But you want the, you want the lady parts or you want the dude parts. You can definitely be swayed if it's good in the bedroom. And maybe she's putting out for him really well, or she did in the beginning. I'm sure she's not anymore, but I'm sure she did in the beginning, and he was just living it up. They were probably playing the scenes from Suits, and he was all cucking himself out. No, I won't imagine what they're doing, but I bet you there was some weird, crazy stuff. And you know what? None of my business. Good on you guys. You do you. I'm not kink shaming. But
there's
no
nothing
doubt,
wrong with a bit of role play, Andy.
No doubt, whatever they were doing, it was hot and heavy, Steph. No doubt, it's probably tapered a little bit off now, but that's what he's clinging on to is the hope of more.
As his brother does this, as his brother digs up these old horrible memories for profit. I mean, how sick and how twisted. It is a family.
It's so important and that's why we keep reporting on this stuff. This was all for profit. Not for what's right, not for charity, it was for profit.
To spiritually protect family. Family is sacred. And the way that he is treating it is so narcissistic and so Hollywood and so elitist because they don't have values and principles in Hollywood. Everything goes to the highest bidder. They will sell their children. They will sell their brother who is over there knowing that his brother cannot speak out on this Netflix documentary, that they cannot respond, that him and his wife and how it is impacting them and their family and their children who are seeing this in the press day in and day out. They're convincing you that all they wanted to do was run away from the press, right? She's just like Princess Diana, guys. Princess Diana was killed because the press just wouldn't leave her alone. And so what Meghan Markle has done is pursued the most press in the form of a Netflix documentary, the most possible press she could possibly receive.
And a Spotify deal, and a podcast, and Oprah. She's all over the place with that press. And then Harry make a book. Oh, and then do the publicity tour and go everywhere, all over the place. It's maddening how public she's made this.
I want you to believe that it's because all she wanted to do was to escape them. And here's what's especially sick, and I want to add this to it. So Prince William came right out and said last year that the interview that took place between his mother, remember his mother was conned into giving an interview that she was not aware of from a journalist at
Martin Bashir, who did the same thing to Michael Jackson, for the record. Total scumbag.
He is a disgraced journalist named Martin Bashir. He completely conned her in 1995. And the interview was very famous because she spoke out about her husband, Prince Charles, but she wasn't aware that she was doing it. So this interview became synonymous with how taken advantage of she was by the press. Prince William, again, said that he never wanted to see this interview see the light of day ever again. It was traumatic for him to see this interview being played because he's watching his mother being taken advantage of. Who sold the interview again? Well, his brother, Prince Harry, sold it to Netflix, and they premiered parts of that interview in the documentary yesterday.
I didn't even realize that. He sold did he actually sell it, or did Netflix just steal it like they stole our stuff?
Presumably they will have just stolen it like they stole our stuff.
Candace gets loose with the facts sometimes. I don't know if that's true that he sold it, because as we know personally, Steph, Netflix just takes. But
the one thing that with this, so this is the Panorama interview. From what I've read, I may be wrong on this, but the interview can only be played ever again publicly if it meets one of the three kind of scenarios. Either scenario A, Prince William allows it; scenario B, Prince Harry allows it; or scenario C, there's a committee that's set up at the BBC where Panorama is from the UK channel, and this committee. You have to apply to this committee to be able to publicly show the interview, and the committee then needs to decide as to whether that interview is going to be showed in that particular program or not, based on a very strict set of parameters. So for the Netflix mockumentary, Prince Harry allowed that interview to be shown.
Right. He could have also just like yelled at them or said, take that down. There's a million things he could have done. Exactly. And he didn't do any of it. So while I don't know if he sold it, she's saying that she
He
should be
couldn't have
careful.
sold it because he doesn't own it.
Right. Exactly. But he allowed it.
It's despicable. It's disgusting. And I just feel that everyone needs to get on board. And I see it happening already left and right. We are agreeing that there is something that is deeper that is happening here, something that is darker.
It's true. It's like one of the topics that I see both Democrats and Republicans agree on. It was Johnny Depp is innocent, and now it's Meghan Markle is a witch.
That's happening here. And this web is being very carefully woven by Meghan Markle. But we should all be able to speak out and realize that this level of intrusion on a family dynamic that I don't dispute. Of course, families are complicated. I have fights with people in my family all the time. But to make $100 million and then $25 million from Spotify, talking over and over again, pretending that you're the victim.
And then don't forget the book, Candace.
When in fact, what you are is a shrewd capitalist. Yeah. We should all be able to renounce them and say that this needs to stop. And you need to leave Prince William alone because he is the only victim in this story at this point.
Oh, and Catherine.
Ladies and gentlemen, somehow time is all...
There it is. So that's the clip in question where I think we agree on this. I don't think we're gonna fight on this one.
No.
The only thing I would challenge is, was she this manipulative from the beginning? I could be sold that she was. I just don't like to give her that much credit. While I do think she's diabolical and a psychopath, I just don't know how smart she really is in the planning of it all, because she's done some really dumb things. But you've proved that yes, there were a lot of instances where she was clearly channeling Diana several times beforehand and using that to bag him. And it's deplorable. I got a lot more I want to say, and I want to hear from Steph, but I do want to clip it here. If you want to watch the full show, guys, if you're watching live or watching on the replay, consider hitting that join button, become a member. We always post our lives the next day in the community tab. You'll have a link so you can watch it at your leisure. Watch the full show. We're usually here for a couple hours. Lewis might be stopping by. I think he's live over at the Scientology Center screaming at people. Oh, that's going to be good. We got a lot more I want to talk about, so don't go anywhere. We're not done, but I am just stopping it here for the cutaway. Let's talk some more about this, though.